Hello there, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg and this is Midnight Oil Software, where I talk about digital art and game development in Unity. If you've been following my channel, you'll know that I've been working on a Moon Patrol remake that I'm adding as a minigame to my Ninja Eggs game. Ninja Eggs is a 2D Angry Birds clone that I wrote using hand-drawn art inspired by artist Mark Kistler, who you may remember from his PBS shows The Secret City and Imagination Station. So in the previous stream, I added movement. Well, first of all, I added logic to prevent craters from being spawned too close together, just to make it a little more fair for the players. And then I began working on buggy movement. So I'm taking the approach in this game of, instead of having the buggy move, I'm having the buggy stay in one place with a fixed camera and having the terrain scroll underneath of it, as if the buggy was on a treadmill. And the problem with this approach was I have pterodactyls that spawn in, and I might have some other enemies like different ships and stuff spawning in the future, but they come and they fly around over the buggy and they drop bombs. And if they happen to drop a bomb from right on top of the buggy, there's no way to avoid it. So what I began working on last week was the ability to move the buggy forward and backward. And I believe I mentioned last week that I also, part of that is I want to speed up and slow down the scroll speed. And so I began last week adding a scroll speed manager. So essentially, I set a base scroll speed, which is if he's in the neutral position, that's just going to scroll at that speed. And then if I'm moving forward, I want to adjust that speed so he'll scroll faster, and if I'm moving backwards, I want to adjust the speed so that it's scrolling by slower. But in addition to that, I want to have places in the board here where I can actually physically move the buggy forward and then start changing the scroll speed, and then he can drift back to here when I'm no longer moving forward, and I'll resume the normal scroll speed. And then if I'm moving backwards, he'll move back to a point over here, and I'll start slowing down the scroll speed. And if I'm no longer moving backwards, he'll drift back to his neutral position, and then I'll resume the normal scroll speed. So I began working on the scroll speed manager last week, and if you were, or last night, I mean, and if you were watching that stream, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I spent quite a bit of time on a wild goose chase. So I'm looking at this scroll speed adjustment in the inspector here. And when I was testing this, when I moved forward, why is that not working? That was definitely working yesterday. Wonder if I commented out some code or something that I needed. Oop. Crash he goes. Oh, it's working. I'm not sure what was up with that. Okay, so when I stopped scrolling forward, you see I'm getting this weird value here, and it turns out this is perfectly fine. It has to do with floating point precision, and what it really means is it's like 0.000000411272. So that's not a problem. And I wasted quite a bit of time trying to figure out why I was adjusting this way back beyond 0, and I wasn't. And I could actually fix that very easily by just checking to see if this is approximately 0, or actually mathf, there's a function, yeah, mathf has a function called approximately, or I could just even take the absolute value and see if it's less than some precision. I think the approximately method uses epsilon, which is the smallest float value that's comparable to 0. But I'm not going to do any of that right now because I want to do some refactoring. If we go and look at my Ninja Egg buggy code, I've got all this nastiness here in my fixed update. So if I'm moving forward, I'm calculating an adjustment that I want to send to the scroll speed manager, and I'm fiddling with that based on the max scroll speed and some other things. And I don't want to clutter up my Ninja Egg Buggy class with all this nonsense. So the Ninja Egg Buggy should really only be concerned with, should I move forward? If yes, then move forward. Should I move backwards? If yes, then move backwards. It shouldn't be worried about max scroll speed, minimum scroll speed, and all that stuff. So I'm actually going to move all of this stuff out of here, and I'm going to put it in the scroll speed manager where it makes more sense. And then back in here, I was putting all the stuff in fixed update too, and really, I don't need to do that. Fixed update is for things where you're moving things via physics, and I might actually do that in the scrolling terrain. Right now, that's being called from update. I might call that from fixed update in here, and then use fixed delta time instead of delta time. But what I want to do in Ninja Egg Buggy is simply say, if should move forward, I can even make that a property, move forward. And for now, all I'm going to do is return moving forward. And then should move backwards. Okay. What did I do? All right. So I don't think I need to do any of this nonsense. Basically, all I want to do is say scroll speed manager, adjust scroll speed by speed adjustment factor. And I think that's positive. I need to go look at that in the inspector. Okay. And then this, and I'll let the scroll speed manager worry about clamping those values. So all this nonsense that I was doing in here, I can get rid of. Now, the logic for this, and actually, I don't want this to be should move forward. I want this to be should speed up. Because moving is going to be different from speeding up. I'm going to implement that separately. Okay. So let me look at that in the inspector. Yeah, so the scroll adjustment factor is positive, so I want to multiply it by -1. Let me go look at that. This is actually correct for slowing down. And this is, I want to pass in a negative value when speeding up, because if you remember, I'm scrolling in the negative X direction because the terrain is scrolling from right to left. So that's kind of weird, I know. But the other thing I want to do is I want to reverse these values, because I know it doesn't make sense that the max is less than the min. And I did that because I'm scrolling negative. But I think I still want this to make sense for somebody looking at it. Okay, so scroll speed amount equals mathf.clamp scroll speed adjustment plus amount min scroll speed max scroll speed. That should be all I need to do. This will clamp it so I never go beyond my min and max. All that other nonsense that I was doing, oh my goodness. All right, now the only thing I'm not doing, I'm not taking into account here, is if I stop moving forward, I do want to drift. I want to do either I'm moving forward or the scroll speed manager's scroll speed adjustment I thought I had a variable for that. Adjustment. Adjustment is less than 0. If I can type and spell. And in this case, I want to slow down. Actually, that's if it's greater than 0. That negative positive stuff really messes with me. Adjustment is less than 0. Then I want to slow. I think that's right. Let's just give it a shot and see what happens. I think I'm scrolling a lot faster than I want to be here. And I don't seem to be slowing down like I should. All right, let me take a look at this in the debugger. not the debugger, in the inspector. That's interesting. I think it changed before I ever hit the button. No. I'm going to get rid of craters for a minute. Terrain spawner, craters 0. Oh, one obvious problem, and I should have seen this immediately. I don't know if I want to do it in here or if I want to do it in the scroll speed manager. I'm just going to do it in here. This needs to be adjusted by time.delta time. That's interesting. Does my clamp math work incorrectly? Or is my logic for when I should speed up and slow down working incorrectly? Let me simplify this just for now. Definitely something wonky going on there. All right, let's see what I get here. Oh, might help if I started the debugger. And I just realized some other math I'm doing wrong in here. This should not be clamping scroll speed adjustment to this. It should be let's see. So the minimum value so I don't want to go any lower. Let me just do this. Well, I've got a property for this already. If scroll speed is less than min scroll speed, then scroll speed adjustment will equal base scroll speed minus minus the min. I think that will work. Else, if scroll speed is greater than max scroll speed. So this is basically saying after I applied my adjustment, I want to clamp it to within my min and max. We'll see if that works. Put a breakpoint in there. Okay, so my scroll speed adjustment is 0.02. All right. Scroll speed is -5. My minimum is -3. Oh. This is a problem with my positive negative stuff again. Let me think about this. My minimum should be -7. I think I might not have set this in the inspector. Okay, let's see what this does. Okay, that's looking good. Well, not exactly. So it worked good going backwards. Let me take out my clamping code. I think it's a problem with my clamping code. Yep. All right. Let's see what I can do here to fix that. I want to put in my code to drift back again. So I should drift back down to speed. The issue again where it doesn't seem to be taking my keyboard input correctly. Should speed up, should be moving forward, or I'm not sure what's going on there. Moving forward is true. Moving forward is false. Interesting. So is it something in this line it doesn't like? Should speed up. So it definitely is something in that or statement it didn't like. Oh, I'm thinking I'm negating something here. If I'm moving forward, or, so if I'm not moving forward, but my adjustment is greater than 0, then yeah, then I should start reducing that adjustment. If I'm moving backwards or my adjustment is less than 0, then I want to start moving that adjustment back up. I don't see anything wrong with that. But it's definitely not speeding up. It's slowing down slightly. I'll get rid of that for now. I might add a separate condition for should drift. Very strange. Okay. Let me work on my clamping. Oops. Work on this one first. Okay. So, scroll speed is less than our min, which is correct. So the adjustment, we want to make sure the adjustment is -2. So -5. That's going to end up -12, I think. No, it's right. It's just the wrong sign. So that needs to be -2. The problem is I'm working with negative numbers and my math is getting confused here. That's what I want. See if that correctly clamps. Yep. All right. Work on the other piece. All right, so the clamping is working. I just need to get the drifting, so when I stop thrusting, I want it to drift back. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure how that volume was working. If you're listening, if someone's listening, they can tell me how the mix of the game volume and my voice is. Okay. So, what's wrong with that drifting logic? What's this here? Sure looks like it's used to me. Okay. So should speed up if I'm moving forward. If I'm moving forward, or scroll speed manager dot adjustment is greater than 0. And not moving backwards. That might have been part of the problem. Those two conditions were negating each other. Not moving backwards. And will that work? Perfecto. Perfect. I speed up, it drifts back. I slow down, it drifts back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to add in the ability to actually move the buggy forward. And I think I want to be able to go, well, I don't know if I want to go slower, but I do think I want to be able to go, well, might as well. Let me just see what happens, how this looks if I go really fast. I need to adjust the speed of my wheels. That looks kind of weird when I slow down and the wheels keep spinning fast. We'll also see how it looks with craters and hazards. And heck, let's turn on enemies too. Oh, I don't want to move forward if I'm not grounded. That's something I definitely want to take into account. So I think I already handled being grounded when I jump. If not grounded, return. I want to do the same thing and move forward. Or speed up. So I don't want to speed up while I'm in the air. I do want it to slow down when I'm in the air if I should slow down. Because that's kind of like drag, right? Let me look at the scroll speed manager so I can see my scroll speed adjustment. Try that again. Ah, I should have started slowing down while I was in the air. So, should slow down. Ground it, or actually, let me move that out of here. Not ground it. If I'm not ground it, or I'm moving backwards, or I'm not moving forward and my adjustment has me moving forward. So, speeding up. I think that'll handle slowing down while I'm in the air. Yep. All right. The only other thing I think I want to do is I want to have my speed adjustment be a little bit more. I want to speed up faster than I do. I think I want my base scroll speed to be a little bit faster too. It seems so slow after I speed up. This is just getting a little too much for a one-liner. Actually, that one's probably okay. This one. So if I'm not moving forward, and I'm not, if I'm not moving forward, or I'm not grounded. And okay, so if I'm moving backwards, or I'm not moving forward, or I'm not grounded, and my scroll speed manager adjustment is less than 0, then I want to return true. Otherwise, return false. I think that will fix it. The only other thing I want to do is if I'm slowing down because I'm not grounded, I only want to slow down by about half. So slow down. Actually, let me do this. Float amount equals if not grounded that way jumping should only slow me down half as fast as otherwise. Yeah, that doesn't look as abrupt. Boom. Okay. All right. The only other thing I want to do is start adding the ability to move my buggy forward and back. So I want to add a float. Or I guess a float. Start position. And I don't know what I want this to be yet. Let me take a look in the inspector and see what I've got. Negative 3.1. So I'm going to say negative 3. And then I want to have max distance from start. So let's again look at the inspector. I want to be able to move up to about there. Yeah, I think that. So I think a distance of 1 would work. So I want to have a property. Should move forward. And that will be true if moving forward meaning I'm holding down the forward key, and transform.position.x minus start position is less than max distance from start. I guess maybe I'll use the same speed adjustment factor. Actually, let me do this. I think that'll do it. This should move me up to a maximum. I think it moved me the wrong direction. Oh, duh. Yeah, I don't want the -1 here. All right. And of course, I want to drift backwards. Want to handle. I only want to speed up if I'm at the maximum forward position. Well, the first thing I want to check is just say if I think this is all good. So if I'm moving forward, so I want two separate conditions. I want this condition for if I've slowed down, I want to bring it back to the normal speed. Otherwise, I want to say if moving forward and transform.position.x minus start position This might be where I want to do approximately. I thought there was a approximate. Let's see. And a start position is greater than or equal to max distance from start. All right, so if moving forward and all right, let's look at this. If I'm moving forward and I'm at or beyond the max distance from start, or I'm not moving backwards, and my adjustment needs me to move back to normal speed, return true, otherwise return false. So if I did my calculations right, I shouldn't speed up until I get to the maximum, and that looked like it worked. But I think I moved forward way too fast. So I think instead of using the same speed adjustment, I want to have a separate speed factor, movement speed. Okay, all I got to do now is get him to drift backwards. Okay. So, if moving backwards and transform dot position dot x start position minus is less than max distance from start, or not moving forward and transform dot position dot x is greater than start position. Return true. So that should cause me to drift back. Oh, I like it. I need to get him to drift forward. So if moving forward, or not moving backwards, and transform.position.x is less than start position. He did not move backwards. So something wrong with my should move backwards logic. Okay, should move backwards. If moving backwards and start position minus transform position dot x. So start position is like -3. I wonder if this is negating it. Ah. Pretty happy with that overall. Ah! All right. I'm pretty happy with that. So, in this game. In this stream, we were able to implement refactoring, cleaning up the code a little bit. I was able to fix the speeding up and slowing down logic. And I was able to implement moving the buggy forwards and backwards, which was pretty much what I had on the agenda. So switching back over here, we created the scroll speed controller. We created the input component. Actually, I want to move the stuff out of the buggy that handles the input into an input component. So I'm going to move that down. I'm going to put that under cleanup. That's going to be part of the refactoring I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing a lot of refactoring. All right, so it looks like the next thing I want to do is add a countdown. And I might also animate buggy entering scene during the countdown. I think that would be cool. So, yeah. So anyway, I really appreciate you all tuning in and watching this video. I hope it's been helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything in particular you'd like to see me cover, if you have any questions or suggestions on how I can improve my content, drop a comment and I'll do my best to get back to that as soon as I can. In the meantime, thanks again for watching and have a great day and good luck on your game development journey.